welcome to The Cinnamon Effect. Today I am here with Heather Lowenthal, who is a luxury wedding planner behind Posh Parties, a concierge-style planning studio based in Palm Beach. Named one of the best wedding planners by Brides and Over the Moon, she has nearly 2 decades of experience working at some of the country's most premier venues and private homes. So, hello, Heather.
Hi. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being here. Little backstory, because I feel like I kind of always open up with a little backstory. I taught Heather's daughter, Madison, dance. Yes. Like years and years ago. And now she's older. 14 and beautiful. And like, I just can't even believe it's been so long, but we have a history because we used to see each other all the time. And
we rekindled at the John Mayer concert.
Oh my God. Oh, I was hoping you were going to bring up John Mayer.
How could I not bring that up?
I'm hoping he maybe hears some of these episodes where his name is dropped a couple times.
Yes. I saw you right away in the front row.
Oh my God. In the front row. And so we are both avid John Mayer fans.
Yes.
I think we kind of connected. Like, I feel like, you know, on Instagram, when you can see where someone likes a post, I was like, ooh, she likes him as well, you know? And we kind of
I love music.
Yes.
I love very good guitar players and singers.
Yeah.
Like Dave Matthews.
Oh, Dave Matthews.
John Mayer.
John Mayer.
So,
who else?
I actually did not like John Mayer, if you want to know the truth.
Oh, God.
I saw him in Dead and Company because I love the Grateful Dead. So I followed them for a few years over the last 5 or so years and really started to fall in love with John Mayer. And I thought he was so cool and I love his voice so much. So that was really my first John Mayer solo show and it was really good.
Wow. So yeah, you are John Mayer by way of Dead and Company, which is different. I think that's a different route to take in the fandom. Now, okay. So if we're going to talk about this, let's just go into it because he just launched the Life with John Mayer Sirius XM channel.
Yes. I'm a huge fan of it.
I think it's
God,
really cool. Beyond. It's so cool. I love it.
It's really cool. I actually listened to an entire one of his live shows the other day, which I would never probably have normally done. And I just love all the different artists that every time I hear a song that's a song I like too, I think, oh, John Mayer likes this song too.
I'm glad somebody else is fangirling about this because I'm doing the same thing. I'm like, oh, of course we have the same musical taste, right?
Exactly. No, it's definitely a cool addition to Sirius channels for sure.
Yeah, I love it. And it's so weird. I was like, I don't know. Do I download the Sirius app because I did not have it? Do I subscribe to this? I don't want to subscribe to yet another thing and maybe not use it. Oh gosh, I've been hooked on it.
I know. I have it in my car.
Yeah.
I mean, I go to 14, 23, and 30. Those are my channels.
Okay. Who's on 23 and 30?
23 is Grateful Dead and 30 is Dave Matthews.
Oh my gosh.
Now I have 3 channels.
So perfect. So
Unless
John,
my kids are in the car.
Okay.
Got to listen to the TikTok channel.
Oh, so John, if you're listening, we love the channel.
Yes.
So I want to know, so we're going to dive a little bit into how your career started in events. And also, you may be thinking, well, I'm not planning a wedding right now, but I think we're going to touch on different things if you are attending as a guest to a wedding, maybe you're the mother of a bride, kind of some different things about that. And then maybe applying some of the things that you do with your weddings to parties that we would actually be throwing, like a kid's party or a Christmas party, a holiday party or something like that.
Yeah,
so
love it.
Yay. So tell me, how did your career in events start?
Completely by chance. I never would have imagined I would be a wedding planner one day.
Really?
But I was in advertising at the local NBC affiliate.
Okay.
And I'm super creative and I just could not deal with the corporate world and wanted to start my own business. So
wait, were you at WPTV?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So we have a little connection there because I worked at WPEC in the sales department.
I was in the sales department.
You were in the sales department.
We were competitors.
Whoa. Yeah. It was intense.
Yeah. I mean, I loved that job. It was really cool. I thought I was great at it. And I loved bringing in the new business and I loved all the ad campaigns and being able to be creative with the different things we could do for our clients. And I just liked being in the TV world, and I thought it was so fun and I loved it, but I just couldn't deal with all the corporate stuff, the book breakouts and the reports and everything was just driving me crazy. I think I'm a natural born entrepreneur, so it was just, I needed to do something different.
Yeah.
So randomly, when I was getting married, I went to some lady's house and she sold invitations in her house, and I love paper and stationery and all that stuff. So I referred a few friends or a few people to her. And while I was trying to come up with what would my business be if I started my own business, my husband's like, you like paper and stationery and you just referred her 3 jobs. Those could have been your jobs. Why don't you start doing stationery and invitations? Oh. So, and I said, let me try it. Of course, I kept my full-time job at the TV station. I wasn't jumping ship just yet.
Yeah.
And leaving that great salary, for the unknown. But so I really just, started an invitation company. And instead of just someone coming to my house, I said, you know what, I'm going to go to the Breakers and all these high-end hotels and offer this, I called it concierge, couture concierge service, where I would bring all the books to the clients and make it so easy for them to get these luxury, beautiful invitations and all the little details for their weddings. Oh. So I did that for a while. And long story short, I just didn't see myself as, selling invitations for a living. I just still needed more and needed my creativity. So I just planned one person's wedding for free, thinking, let me see if this is, because brides would come to me and ask me their opinion about different things with their wedding. And here I am just dropping off day of details, and I don't even get to see the whole thing come together. So I thought, let me try it. Went and planned a wedding.
Wait, so who is the person that you planned for free? Because I find this very interesting.
It was a lady in my mom's office who was getting married.
Okay.
So she was, of course, my daughter's starting this, so she just put trust in me.
Yeah.
Had zero clue what I was doing, but I just kind of act as if I've just been, confident and made it happen. And it was super simple, nothing like what I do today. And I said, this is not a job. This is what I meant to do. This is so much fun. I don't even feel like I just worked. That was awesome. When's the next one? I can't wait to do it. Yeah. So I just, also I think it was a lot of being in the right place at the right time with building relationships with some of these luxury venues like the Breakers, and just really learned as I went. I mean, I still learn to this something new every day, but I just kind of learned as I went and acted as if I knew what I was doing. And here I am almost 20 years later, still doing this.
Wow. So what is one thing, where was the first wedding at? Where did you plan that?
That particular wedding was it was called the Governor's Club at the time at the top of Phillips Point.
Yeah. So still very private, beautiful venue.
Yeah. And I had another little one, I think it was maybe 10 people at the Brazilian Court.
Okay.
Were just a few of the first ones. And then when people were coming to me for the invitations, I sort of offered my little day of wedding planning service to them. And that's how I got in more with the Breakers and these venues, going and being the wedding planner when, and I had to do a whole presentation for them one day, okay, now that you know me for my luxury weddings and my amazing service I give to clients, now I'm actually planning full weddings. And they gave me a chance. And then I just kind of rolled with it.
And so 20 years ago, you started working with the Breakers.
Breakers was around maybe a little less. I started my business in 2003, and by 2006, I was doing the full wedding planning.
Wow. I love that you kind of hit the ground running, though. I mean, you were already in the Palm Beach area anyway.
Yeah.
I just feel like people work up to that and plan weddings other places. But I mean, the Breakers, if you guys listening have never been to the Breakers, you owe yourself a trip there. It's the premier. It's the best of the best.
I'm just one of those, I'm an all or nothing person. If I put my mind to something, I'm doing it 150% with no matter what I do in my life. It's actually a blessing and a curse, that trait of mine. So I just don't know how to, if I'm going to do it, I just go for it.
Yeah. I love that.
I think that's how it just all worked. And I think luck and hard work and dedication.
Yeah. So how did so you were already married when you started the wedding planning?
Yes.
Yes, you're already married. So how did your own wedding kind of compare to the weddings you planned?
I didn't have it was before when I was getting married, I was not in the business. I was still at the TV station.
Did you feel like you were interested in, like, did you have any
planned
inkling?
my own wedding. Okay. I didn't have a wedding planner.
Okay.
I definitely am one of those type A people where I worry about every little detail being perfect. Mm-hmm. And I remember on my wedding day telling myself I'm not going to stress, like anything that goes wrong. I mean, I think I had a bouquet with a ribbon that was upside down and my best friend had to like say, Heather, that's not right. We need to get this fixed. And I didn't even notice, but I definitely would make some changes if I had to redo it today. I would not pick a new husband. I love my husband so much.
Married how
Married long? A little over 20 years.
Okay.
And we got married in 2003. And that's the one thing. So I do these luxury weddings where they're humongous productions and they're over the top. And, people focus so much on the party and all the things. And like every day I come home to this cute picture of us from my wedding and I'm wearing like DSW shoe warehouse shoes or something, you know what I mean? And like now that it's all the designer shoes and the this and the that. And I'm like, you know what? I have the happiest marriage. I loved everything about my wedding, except for, if I had to really pick and nitpick it, there's little like, I would say, aesthetic things I would change.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Have you ever thought about doing like a vow renewal so that you could kind of put those wheels in motion and plan it the way you'd want it?
I mean, we did actually do a vow renewal for our 15-year anniversary, but it was just us with our cantor from our temple. It wasn't even a whole to-do. But because I just don't see me walking down the aisle again. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I did that and I had that moment and I don't really think I want to do that again.
Yeah. I get that.
I'm all about the celebrations though. Like if we want to have a big celebration for another, anniversary or something like that, I would throw a big party, but I don't know if I would do a walk down the aisle thing again.
Yeah. I understand that. I feel like I'd like to. I mean, my wedding was amazing and I had a destination wedding in the Bahamas. So it was very, like you're saying, the DSW shoes. Like I wore wedges, very short, like wedges, because I thought, that'll be best in the beach, I wasn't actually on the sand, but in the Bahamas, like everywhere is kind of unstable shoe situation. So I was like, but they were really kind of ugly, and I'm like, and I see all these beautiful, like Jimmy Choo with the pearls. And I'm like, that would have been like nice to have that.
I know. I get to live through all my awesome brides that are so fashionable and get to, have pictures of all their beautiful clothes and, shoes and handbags and stuff. So I don't feel as bad about mine, but I mean, it's funny looking back because I would make, there's obviously like aesthetic, materialistic changes I would make, but not obviously my husband.
Yeah. I've never met him, but I've seen pictures. Yeah. He seems great. Your little family.
Thank you.
So like planning a wedding seems like such an intimate experience. I didn't have a wedding planner, but how do you know that it's going to be like a good fit when this couple comes in, they're getting married at the breakers and like, do you feel like you have to feel like, do you feel like they have to feel connected to you, or is it just kind of like, this is what it is? And
no, I mean, again, over the years, I've learned so much. At the beginning of my career, I think like I just wanted to take any wedding that came my way so I could get the experience, whether there was a connection there or not. But, having done this for a long time, I've gotten a lot more confident in myself and knowing like that I'd rather have less weddings that are more qualified versus just have a quantity amount of weddings. And I think that that's really been where I can, a lot of brides come to me already kind of excited for me to be their wedding planner.
Yeah.
And I think that what happens is when they put trust in me, I can be creative and be free and whatever. When they're like helicoptering over at my every move and they've never planned a wedding before in their lives and I've planned over 200 weddings, like then I know it's not going to be a good fit. Yeah. It's hard to know that when you first, you have a 20-minute interview with a bride and groom to see if you're the right fit or not. But, and I've turned business away or maybe it isn't the right fit at the beginning. But I think over the years, I've been able to really learn and know if something is a good fit or not. And So
yeah. Have you ever had to fire a client like midway through? Oh God.
I actually did once. Out of all I've had planned like a little over 200 weddings. I recently did fire someone.
Recently? Oh, wow.
I know. And it was, I felt proud of myself because, I was able to just say to myself, this is not the right fit. And I think that we ended on great terms where, I was very complimentary of the bride. And, I think outside of wedding planning, we had so many things in common with fashion and shopping and, all this stuff. But then just the business part of it, I just said it wasn't the right fit. It kept seeming like, walking on eggshells, or I wasn't really able to be my full potential. It's not fair to them either, so we had a nice conversation, and I said, I already actually had another planner lined up for them because I wanted to have a solution. And I just said, like, it's kind of like fitting the round hole or round peg in a square hole, whatever that term is, it's just not the right fit. I said, personal, we're great. I said, but business wise, like, I have to make this business decision. And she said, I completely respect your decision.
Okay.
And I've never felt happier.
Oh, good. You set the boundary and like committed to it.
Yeah.
And but one in 20 years isn't too bad. Yeah. That's pretty good.
No, I'm very lucky. We have great clients.
Yeah. How many people do you have typically working with you on an event? You have an in-house team.
I have an in-house team, 2 awesome girls, Jenny and Amelia, who've been with me over 5 years, and which has a lot in this business, that with turnover and everything. They're super awesome, loyal, dedicated. We each have our own responsibilities of what we do, and we all complement each other. So we're 3 working on all the weddings every day, and then the wedding weekend, I bring in a couple other freelance girls that also have been with me for a very long time. So we have a strong team, and everyone kind of runs like seamlessly on the wedding day. Wow. So it could be anywhere from like 4 to 6 of us on a wedding day.
Wow. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I feel like, did I see you at a wedding at the Flagler Museum?
Probably.
Who? We did a flash mob. I don't know. Maybe I'm mixing that. Did I run into you then?
I don't know. I did do a flash mob at a wedding, but it wasn't at the Flagler Museum.
Oh, it wasn't at the Flagler Museum.
Yeah.
I just had a flashback.
But yeah, we had a flash mob recently at a wedding in this past January. It was so fun. Sean Green, right?
Yes.
So he choreographed we had them all dressed as waiters.
Okay.
So then it was sort of like the flash mob of the waiters came in the after dinner into the middle of the dance floor, and it actually went viral on TikTok.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
That's awesome.
I had no idea. I'm not a TikTok person, and I said, this looks like something that I would see, that could be on TikTok, and I posted it and forgot about it. And I picked actually Madison up at school, and she was like, Mom, you're viral on TikTok. And
viral.
I'm like, what does that mean?
Yeah, is there some threshold?
I don't even know.
Viral?
Someone told me, because I have no clue, but someone said it was basically it could have been the hashtag, or it could have just gotten picked up. And then when, because then after that, you're thinking, oh, I have this great audience now. 2 million people viewed my TikTok. Let me start posting more and capture these people and get, your name out there more. No, the next ones have 700 views. It's the weirdest thing. So I think it's just all the algorithm, and maybe it was the right day, the right time, or I used the right hashtag. I'm not 100% sure, but it was just a random occurrence.
So interesting.
And it was about the flash mob.
Yeah, the flash mob. So we did a flash mob. Maria Conrad choreographed it. And we did, now it's that movie with Amy Adams. Is it Happily Ever After? She's like a princess or something. I don't know. Anyway, I was her character. I can hear the song, but anyway, we did. And, it was so cool. Cause we just we pretended like we were dancing at the wedding. And then all of a sudden we just
that's cool.
Broke into this flash mob. So that was really fun to be a part of, at the time. So how do you does a bride typically come in with their theme in mind? Or I don't know if I want to say theme, but
their vision,
their color scheme, or are they saying, they want it like Italian countryside or something, or
I would say,
or do you help choose that?
No, I think it depends. I think there's 2 different types of brides, and we have both. Some are extremely have dreamed of their wedding since they were born and like have the exact Pinterest board of every single thing that they want for their wedding. And it has to be this, 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 and this, you know? And when that happens, I'm happy because it's like, at least they know what they want and we can kind of run in that direction. And I like to try to personalize it so it's more about them and maybe put twists on things that I've seen done a lot, you know, so it's not the same thing you see all the time, even though they've seen it in their vision for a long time. But then there's the other bride who's like kind of either all over the place or just doesn't even know where to begin. And then we kind of talk it through and look at some different ideas. And I think it all ends up coming, you know, into like a closer fine-tuned thing once we get to know each other a little bit more.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That seems like the fun, the really fun part. Yeah.
Yes. I love doing mood boards and coming up with ideas. That's my favorite.
Yeah. So how long in advance, if someone's planning a wedding at an incredible venue like the Breakers, like, do they need a year? Do they need more than a year in advance? Like,
I would say average a year, but we've done planned weddings in 6-8 months. We've planned weddings in a year and a half. It's just the longer you have, it's more of a roller coaster of like ebbs and flows throughout the process. And then the shorter you have, it's a little bit more concise timeline of getting things done.
okay.
So
That makes sense. Have you planned a celebrity wedding?
I have planned a good handful of some professional athletes' weddings.
Okay.
I did have one who I planned Joanna Garcia's wedding, who you remind me of her with your beautiful hair color. Do you know her?
Thank you.
She was on Reba and she is in the show Sweet Magnolia and she married a New York Yankee. She married Nick Swisher.
Okay.
He was a Yankee at the time.
Okay.
So I was a diehard born and raised Yankee fan. So I just, you have to just be very politically correct. And no one ever knew, but I secretly couldn't wait to get the RSVPs in the mail to see who was going to be coming to that one. But it was awesome. It was definitely a highlight in my career because it was a lot of high profile people there, a lot of other celebrities, actors and actresses from LA all came in for the wedding. But I do deal with a lot of high profile people even on a day-to-day basis now that might not necessarily be celebrities, but they're just high-profile clients that, there's a lot of big-name people coming to their events and to their weddings and stuff. So
yes. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Like
there's some people that are just high-profile in life, but they're just not a celebrity, you know?
Right. You wouldn't know their name.
Yeah.
But they're in attendance.
Yeah,
Are
or
you
they're
always
the
aware?
client. Some of the clients, I have like CEOs of companies and things like that are either like the parents or the couple, like the groom or the bride, stuff like that. So
I have seen, because this all circles back to John Mayer, of course. I have seen him perform at some weddings.
I know. Can someone please hire him for the next one? Or Dave Matthews.
Yeah, or Dave Matthews.
Yeah. I've had Jason Aldean performed at a wedding I had last year, and he did the first dance song. I did have a client ask once if they could get Dave Matthews. The mother of the groom wanted it for like the night before because they were planning it. And I secretly was like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Let's get him.
Yeah.
But then I didn't, of course, again, I keep the straight face. And she said, you know what? I don't want it to take away from the wedding day. A lot of times people have the big ideas. Like I have another wedding where the father was like, maybe we'll get Pitbull or we'll get somebody big. But then like the more they think about it, it's like they don't want that to overshine the couple. It's their wedding day, but
that makes sense.
Yeah, I think I had T-Pain at an after party, which was really fun.
Oh, that's fun. So, and now do you arrange that? Like, are you the one that typically handles that?
I work with an entertainment company who will, who has the agency that will get those big name people in.
That's so fun.
I know.
I'm like intrigued.
Really
okay,
fun.
if John Mayer comes to one of your weddings,
I know you can be
hook
an
me
assistant.
Up. Okay. Yeah, I'll be like, I'll wear a headphone. Whatever you need. I
did see John Mayer in LA though once. This was before I even liked him, but I knew it was because I didn't really like John Mayer long. I told you.
Yeah.
But we were at this restaurant, Craig's in LA, and we go there all the time. And have you ever been there?
No, but I have heard about this Craig's in LA.
It's cool. Yeah. It's kind of like your local everyday, but there's always a celebrity there.
Yes.
I've seen somebody one time we were just waiting for our table. Yep. There's John Mayer.
Oh, and he's so tall.
And and he was wearing a, like almost like a varsity jacket
Okay.
It was funny. I was like, yeah, that is John Mayer.
Oh, interesting. Interesting choice.
At that time, I was like, it's John Mayer.
Yeah, I didn't care. Now,
but looking back,
I mean, come on.
what is wrong with me?
What is wrong with you?
Yeah, but no, it's fun. And honestly, doing a celebrity wedding really is just like any other wedding. And it's just a little bit more details and a little bit more security.
Yeah. Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
But I loved it.
Yeah, I bet that was fun. But that was super fun. Okay, I feel like you are super fashionable, and
Thank you.
obviously, like maybe I don't know if this is part of what you kind of advise people on, but can you give us some fashion tips for a wedding? So, like, I don't know. I'm thinking, what are the best do's and don'ts of being a guest at a wedding? What makes the best mother of the bride outfit? Of course, the brides, you know, they probably have a, distinct vision of what they want. But
well, not always. I think a lot of times when brides go dress shopping or they see dresses and they've been stocking certain dresses, you have to go in with an open mind when you're going dress shopping, because the one that you envision or that you're seeing online or on other people might not be the perfect one for you. Mm-hmm. So I always say have an open mind with that. Even when I was going for my wedding dress back in the day, I remember thinking, I forgot what it was. There was something I was very specific. I don't want this. I don't want that. And the woman was like, just trust me, try this.
Yes.
You got it. And so I just learned you have to keep an open mind. You never know what you're going to like or not like. But I do think when you have your dress on, you're going to know it's the one.
Yes.
And I just think something timeless. I'm very, even the weddings we plan, even whether they're over the top or they're understated elegance, they're always timeless ones that you'll always look back and say, I loved my wedding.
Yes.
And I think that should be your dress too. I don't think it should be overly trendy. If you want to be trendy, you can come up with a cute after party dress or a dress change, but your dress that you're walking down the aisle that's in all your pictures should just be one that you're always going to love every time you look at it.
Yes.
I think.
Yeah, something more classic.
Yeah. And then mothers, I think, should never look matronly. I just think that they should be cool and stylish. A lot of the moms are hip and young and, I think that they should wear something just that's beautiful and represents their personality, but is also not matronly looking.
Yeah.
I don't know. I see a lot of cool mother of the bride dresses, ones when they're dressed cool. I'm or they're wearing a floral Carolina Herrera or an Oscar de la Renta, or they're wearing a Jenny Packham, awesome beaded, but just very cool dress. I'm see, yeah, that's what you need to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that.
I do think there's a look, I'm picturing it in my head.
I don't want to be, I have 2 daughters. So one day I'll be hopefully walking them down the aisle. I don't want to be wearing that dress that has a little jacket thingy over it. No way. I'll never be caught dead in that outfit.
No.
So I just think that they should be, they should just be, fun and compliment too. And I don't think they have to match everything either. I think back in the day, it used to be the mother of the bride picked her dress and then the mother of the groom would go with a similar color and all coordinate. Yes. But I think nowadays it's just let the moms get the dresses that they feel happiest in. And, I think it all ends up coming together,
The moms deserve it. They deserve to just wear whatever the heck they want to wear.
I know. So I think that sometimes they worry, is this going to match? Is that, I just think go with you and it all comes together and matches.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot of pictures where the mom's standing with the bridesmaids. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So you got to kind of keep it all in perspective. But yeah. I think it's
true.
cool. And now bridesmaids are all over the place. There's mix and match and there's floral prints and it's not the same. It's not always here's your color and dress and you have to wear the same thing. I think people are being more fashion forward even with their bridal party.
I love that. I love seeing that. I love it when it looks very organic and
right. But it still kind of goes.
Yeah.
I had a wedding recently and her colors were light blue and green, light blue. And the bridesmaids, some were in solid, either light blue or light green, and some were in some floral prints, but in the same colorway. And it just looks so beautiful together. And, the whole wedding, it all matched the wedding, but it was just I loved how it was mixed and matched. You got to wear your own dress, but you didn't have to, but it just looked really cool.
Yeah, especially because so many different body types.
Yeah.
Some people, I was a bridesmaid, I've probably been a bridesmaid 4 or 5 times. And yeah, I mean, some were great, some were not as great, but, and that was kind of the matchy phase. And in my wedding, they were all matching.
Right.
Too,
but you might be the kind of person that like can't deal with the mix match. So if you want to do all solid color, or you could pick like shades of pink or shades of blue or whatever, or you can just say, here is the color. This is the color I want you all to wear, but pick the style. Like a lot of the companies will have 5 styles in that same color. So if, one girl looks better in strapless and one looks better in a one shoulder, they can maybe mix style dresses, but it's the exact same dress company, same color. So it kind of looks a little bit more symmetrical.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
Now, what about for guests? I mean, should women avoid light colored dresses? I always feel like I
see, I'm kind of old school. I do think that a guest should not wear a white dress to a wedding.
Not a white dress. What about like a cream or like a champagne? Is that still too close?
I think champagne would be fine. Cream, I think it would just depend. Yeah. Like if it's a cream with a print, like a floral print or some type of cool print, that could maybe work. But I just think that why even go there? Just wear something else, you know? Yeah. Just wear black like I would. Yeah. No, but again, like there's always different attires, listed on invitations, like Palm Beach chic or Palm Beach cocktail or, black tie preferred or black tie, black tie preferred. I like that. But like black tie optional, there's so many different attire or verbiage that could be on someone's invitation. So how you interpret it,
Yeah, that could be a lot of different, like Palm Beach chic. Like what do you feel like that is?
That's like bright colors, and I still would think it would be like a longer dress and just something more fun and vibrant versus like black, like what I like to wear. But yeah, I think that also as a bride and a couple, you should elaborate a little bit more on your wedding website if you are going to go with a funky attire verbiage so people know what that is. Or you can even do a cute little lookbook of like, here's what you should wear for my wedding.
Oh, I like that. Yeah. Hook me up. Give me some instruction.
Because some people are just like, what in the heck do I wear?
Yeah. So if someone is, they're looking at their invitation and they're like, oh my God, what do I wear? Are they like, I would just be like Googling or, is there like a good like reference?
I think that you probably would have to Google, I would say. Mm-hmm. I'm sure you could Google. You could probably look on Instagram or Pinterest or any of those type of, search engine type of things because there's so many different things and you could just kind of do images and see what comes up.
Yeah.
I know it's on my bucket list, not my bucket list, my to-do list is like to make some like lookbooks of different attires and put it up on my website.
Well, I saw on your Instagram, I think not too long ago, you had different ideas of dresses and things. And I loved that. I love that you put that. So Heather, while we're talking about Instagram, Heather is Posh Party Gal on Instagram. And she's got an amazing page with so much inspiration. I love it. I mean, even though I'm not planning a wedding or anything, my son is 7 one day, I guess, and I guess I wouldn't really be the one planning it anyway.
Well, it goes in all different ways these days, but but it's a lot of good inspiration. I do like to have like gift ideas or hostess gifts, or even if you're not planning a wedding right now, you might, like you said, be attending a wedding or be a bridesmaid in a wedding, or your best friend just got engaged or your sister or something like that. So I'm trying to like give a lot of advice on things, not just wedding eye candy that I like to show, but, tips on, wedding etiquette or like the attire stuff, or even like hostess gifts, and kind of make it more about the full party picture versus just weddings.
Yeah, celebrations, because it's such an important part of life, and I love a good party, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to have you here, because I think that is we should celebrate these milestones and life's moments, and so let's talk about that a little bit. So you brought me, I don't know if you guys can see this if you're watching on YouTube, but the most beautiful vase of flowers, and you were saying that's such a great hostess gift. So leading into the holidays or anytime you go to someone's house. Well, tell us some ideas.
Even I like to entertain. I've always liked to entertain even before I had my business. But I host a party at my house. What do we get? Bottles of vodka, bottles of wine. You know, that's like the go-to in your head of like, oh, I'm going to someone's house. I'm going to bring them a bottle of wine, or I'm going to bring them a whatever, some kind of alcohol.
Yes.
But nobody really thinks like they might get 20 other of these bottles. Let me bring them a beautiful arrangement, you know, just go, even if you got a bouquet of flowers at Whole Foods, you know, just a nice gesture to show. And then it's, again, like a little decoration that they can put out and it will last a week or so, you know, after.
Yes.
So they're always thinking of you.
Where did you get this?
I actually, surprisingly, Bloomingdale's at the Gardens Mall just opened this really cool floral department.
Okay. I didn't know this.
It's an independent, they have a few different locations in South Florida, but really gorgeously styled flowers. Like you could probably order arrangements from them if you needed them for a dinner table or if you needed it to send something, but they have some already made things that you can just go there and buy. And it's really cool, kind of very modern looking styles. And it's neat because I don't think there's a lot of places around here where you can just walk in and get a cool arrangement, you know?
And it's like very glamorous looking with, you know, purple roses and orchids and this beautiful vase. So I love that. Shout out to that.
Yeah, so thanks for opening. Yeah. But otherwise, you know, it's different than having to call like a FTD type of thing to get in you know, they're just a little bit more standard. This is a little more special looking.
Yeah, definitely special looking. So when you're planning, because you like to entertain, what is tell me what's like important to you when you're setting the stage at your house. What are you doing?
I just like to have fun with my friends when they come over. And I just always like to make sure that I don't have to be working at my own house. So if you can even just get something as simple as a bartender to like make it so you don't have to get everyone their drinks. Of course, I always offer, what can I get you? But you know, you want to enjoy and be in the moment with your guests. So I like that, and just fun food. And I always kind of like to do a theme.
Okay.
Because I feel like it helps you plan out your party better.
Okay.
Whether it's like I'm having an intimate dinner party with my friends, so that's going to be just a little bit more elevated, and I want to set a beautiful table for them, and we're going to sit down, and I do assign seats where like the couples don't sit next to each other, even though we're all like know each other like so close. But you know what I mean? Like I just try to, it helps you, or like, okay, I'm going to have a live guitar guy come. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a live guitarist and I just want to have fun, but I'm going to make it like a Mexican theme. And then that way your food, the colors of your decor that you do, like it's just a lot easier. You don't have to think, you know?
Yes.
Or like I did like an after New Year's party earlier this year. We actually had a Grateful Dead cover band come to our house. It was so fun. And again, I was thinking more like New Year's. So everything was like black and silver, and you know, it helped me with like how I wanted to make it look. And then also same with like the food and having champagne, or I always try to have like something fun where if it's in the summertime, I'll do like alcohol popsicles, or like I'll just come up with something cute that nobody really has ever seen at a party, because I just have to have one little special thing that I think is fun and different, even though even during COVID, I had like friends over and we did the social distancing and we each got our own little charcuterie box.
Cute.
And kind of sat around in a little picnic and we're able to still hang and talk. But so I just like to come up with something fun that's like one little memorable thing. But I don't know.
I love that.
I'll come back for the next party.
Yeah. Well, I want to be invited to a party at your house.
You can come.
But those are great tips for anybody, you know, a theme, maybe special music, a special item, bartender, great idea. So you're not like slaving.
I also always have like, if you're having drinks, doesn't have to be alcoholic, but you know, when people need to get their cups and like make sure you have your wine glass or your, you know, I always have cute little tags or cute things that are a way you could write your name on your cup. I don't know, just little fun little things. So it just makes it more personal.
I like that. That's super fun. So those are great tips for all of us. What about like a children's party? Well, a lot of my listeners have kids, young kids. Like, what are some tips for that? Because my son is very specific about his theme, but a lot of times it's very interesting. It's like, I don't know, one year he wanted like the Outback, like Australian Outback. So we had like we did have like snakes and like animals come and, you know.
But see, that went with the theme. That's the only kids parties I've planned obviously are just my own kids parties. And I used to do very, again, themed parties. And then that would just make it so much easier to, make it more special. You know, like I did a picnic party once for my older daughter, Jacqueline, at one of the local parks. And I don't think people should take advice from me though, because I'm a little over the top with stuff. Like I'm not because of my business. I'm just like that person. Like I hand tie-dyed all the t-shirt favors for them and, you know, made like homemade bubbles. And I think it was her 3rd birthday. And then I had the ice cream truck show up and, you know, just like little surprises, little things. I did a whole mall scavenger hunt once and all the kids got a little credit card invitation and they got to go to the different, so I went to all the stores and I gave them little prizes. So every store they went to, they got something. It was cute.
That is so cute.
Yeah,
and for a little girl,
was cute for a girl. I know. I only know girl themes. I don't really know boy themes.
I know, but that's okay. Those are amazing. I love. Then that's like a lot of planning that goes along with it. Your brain just thinks on a different level with that. I think
that's what I'm saying. I'm a hard person to. It's only just because like every one of their part. Like I work a lot, right? I'm always missing a lot of things, and I have the mom guilt. So I want to make their birthdays super special. Like I've always, since they were born, made sure that they had perfectly beautiful style birthday parties, fun themes. You know, Madison had a Frozen birthday where I had the characters there, but then I got like cute little clear chairs and everything looked like you were in Frozen. Cool. You know, I mean, it was a little like not a normal person would have that birthday. It's just because I'm crazy. But I just feel like one day I don't ever want them to look back and say, oh, my mom worked so much that she like missed this, and this. Like I want them to be like, my mom was so cool. You know, she had the best birthday parties for me. Like when it's a holiday in our house, I like we have all the decorations, we have different traditions we do. So I want them to always look back and say like, that was what they remember from their childhood versus like my mom missed out on everything.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And how is that? I mean, how is that feeling like you are busy, your weekends and things like that?
Again, obviously, it's not, it wasn't easy, especially with having little kids. And I really started my business thinking it was going to be a hobby, like a cool side business to do while I raised my children. But it ended up, again, going back to that all or nothing thing. I couldn't just do that. So, you know, there's definitely was hard days where I would just say like, I'm the worst mom. And I just feel like I'm not even doing this and this with my kids. But then on the flip side, I look at it as like, I'm a huge role model for my kids. Yes. Especially 2 daughters who look up to me and see how hard I work and how awesome my business is. And like, I think there's so many positives that go into it. Absolutely. So, and I used to always say, do you guys care? Would you guys rather have a mom who picked you up from school every day and, you know, And they're like, we don't care. You know, they don't care as much as you have the mom guilt. But now having 2 girls in high school, I've like kind of revolved, like and having an awesome team, you know, for work. And I have an awesome husband who did really cool stuff with them when I had to work at weddings, you know, so it's like they didn't really, you know, it wasn't like a void, but now with them being older, it's like, I feel like it's almost even more important to be there for afternoons and stuff. So I try as hard as I can to like structure my day so much differently now where I can be the one that's home in the afternoon with them if they have questions or if they need something or, you know, just making sure they're on top of their homework. And, you know, they always need rides everywhere. And like, I don't mind being the one to take them. So it's just a lot, but they understand, you know, if I might have to do a call while they're in the car or whatever it is. But I think that it's definitely, we've had a lot of challenges.
Yeah. But you worked through it. And do you feel like either one of them want to be in the same business as you?
I don't know. I don't think so.
No.
I've had Jacqueline, my older one, she's come with me on some weddings and she liked it, but I just don't see her having that as a career. Maybe Madison, we'll see. Yeah. She's more crafty, but I don't know.
Give it time.
I think that no. Yeah. Ever say like, oh, I can't wait to be a wedding planner too. But they're interested. Like they want to see the pictures and they love, you know, like the Instagram and all that stuff. So
yeah. Are they like thinking of their own weddings? I feel like that would be so, but maybe not. Maybe that would make them want something like simpler from seeing.
Well, Jacqueline's not the girl that is thinking about her wedding, whereas Madison's definitely more of the girly, like I'm dreaming about my wedding. Like she already knows she wants to get married in the Mediterranean ballroom at the Breakers.
Oh, okay.
So Brian needs to start saving. I'm kidding. We have a while.
She's like, that's where I want to be.
No, but she's always been like the girly girl. Yeah. Hey, I would be happy with that.
I know. So. Oh yeah, you'd be. But is it hard for you to relax at a wedding, like of someone close to you? Are you trying to like, oh gosh, that needs to be fixed? Or are you kind of you're just chilling out?
I don't know how to relax in life, so it's just hard to relax. No, but when I love going to be a guest at a wedding. Like I love just observing it all. And I mean, no, of course, like it's hard to turn your brain off, and I do notice things. I would never say anything out loud, but I do sometimes notice certain little things, but sometimes I enjoy being able to be the one to, sit at the table and like eat the meal or be on the dance floor dancing to the awesome band instead of just like watching everyone dance. So like I try to enjoy myself.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
I like that. Oh, what is one thing that you think is like overlooked in most weddings? Do you ever see anything that you're like, that and something that you pay attention to?
No, I don't really think there's something that is overlooked so much. But when I saw that question, I was thinking, I think that couples overlook being present in the moment at their weddings. And I think that a lot of people, like, again, I'm in the luxury, ultra luxury world of weddings. And I think a lot of people like focus so much on that day and that everything having to be a certain way, or like that shade of pink is not the right shade, so many little things, and forget about the purpose and that you're like marrying the love of your life. And this is the party that kicks off the rest of your life together. So at my wedding, a friend gave me advice who was already married. And she said, okay, I want you to look around the room and like enjoy every moment tonight because it's going to go so fast. And like look at everyone around you or try to take little moments to look and enjoy. And now I give that advice to my brides, like before they're going into the room to get introduced, I say like, okay, just remember, take some moments and look around and enjoy it all. Cause it goes by in such a blink of an eye. So fast. I feel like the thing that gets overlooked is like, instead of sweating the small stuff, like focus on, being present in that moment and just enjoying every single moment of your whole entire wedding weekend, even the fun things, the scary things, the sad things, the nervous things, like just enjoy the moment.
Enjoy it.
Yeah.
That's why I did a destination wedding, because I felt like, I can have a whole weekend of people close to me. And I know you can do that when everyone's staying at a hotel anywhere, but that was really special because we had like they were very laid back activities. Obviously we were on the beach and everything, but that's what I remember being really special, was just being able to spend like extended time with everyone. So
I like that about the destination weddings too.
Yeah. But like you said, I had no idea what my cake was going to look like. My bouquet, I actually thought were my bridesmaids' bouquets, and they were very small. And so I had no concept of like what that was going to look like. So there were a lot of surprises happening, and I was okay with it. I was just,
you just have to tell yourself, nobody notices those, like, you might know things that you might notice. Your other guests have no idea what you had planned, know, so you just need to try to let it go. You can.
Yeah. Just let it go.
Perfect, but
no. Yeah. But it's yours and it's your memory.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you said it's hard for you to relax. What is something that you do to relax when you can?
I don't even watch TV. So I'm just like, I like to go for walks.
Okay.
That is my relax time. Like love to go for walks. I love listening to music or listening to a health podcast or a nutrition podcast. I just like to go for walks. Like that's my relax.
Yeah, I do the same thing.
And I try not to bring a phone. I'll go with my watch and my headphones. So I'm not like having to look at a phone for an hour. It's like, you could put your music on your watch and just your hands free and you can just go.
Yeah. I like that.
I like to go to the beach too. That's calming for me.
So calming. I'm the same thing. I like to walk with a podcast. That's like my jam. That's what I like to do. So what are 3 things that are in your wellness toolbox?
Okay. So number 1 is I cannot live without Element Do you ever drink
Element?
Yes.
Element.
LMNT. Okay.
Well, do you know what's funny? I called it LMNT for
LMNT. I know.
I was like, and then people were calling it Element, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm drinking that too.
I know.
I
I think I might have too at the beginning.
Yeah.
But I cannot live without it. I have it every single day in my water when I wake up because I think it helps me with, like even if I'm a little hungry, it calms you. It helps with hydration and all that kind of good stuff. So that's like my every single day. I don't even miss a day of that.
Love that.
And then again, going back to how I restructured my life recently, every morning, I give myself until around 10-ish, depending on my day, if I have meetings or whatever, to do anything for myself. So I always either work out, play tennis, go for my walks, exercise, or whatever it is. Every single day, I make sure in the mornings I'm doing something for myself.
Oh, nice. And so that was a conscious decision to do that.
Yes.
Sounds like.
That was a conscious decision to do that. I used to sometimes wake up and start working and going on the computer and like that. Or like, now I kind of have like a lot more structure routine with, my morning exercise or tennis or whatever. Then I have my work hours and then I have my kids.
Oh, that's stuff. So good. Yeah. Like healthy balance.
Yeah.
As much as you can. It's not
always a healthy balance, but I try my best. I never know how to turn myself off. But, and then the last thing I think would just be, just trying to take care of like my skin and especially getting older.
Yes.
Good creams and eye creams and always trying to make sure I stay hydrated.
Yes. Hydration and the creams. I agree. Like so important.
Lots of creams.
Lots of creams. Yeah. If there's one bit of advice that you could give to somebody, female wanting to start a business, maybe starting in the event space, like what's one thing that you wished maybe that you would have known when you were just starting out, or something that you just feel like is really important that you've learned on your journey?
I just think believing in yourself. Mm-hmm. I have this little saying that I have on my desk and it says, hustle and heart will set you apart. And I just think like, you have to be driven and motivated and you got to have that hustle, but you also have to be kind, and just having it, I think good things happen to good people. And I just feel like, especially being an entrepreneur, you could choose to wake up, you don't have a boss and just be like, I just want to watch Netflix all day. Or you can be like, I'm getting up and I'm going to work on my business and I'm going to make it happen. So I like the make it happen and I like the hustle and heart will set you apart.
I love that. That's a great, I will remember that. That's great. That's so great. Well, Heather, it was so much fun to have you here today.
Thank you so much.
And you can find Heather on Instagram at Posh Party Gal. You're on TikTok.
Yep, same handle.
Okay, Posh Party Gal. And then what's your website?
Website is poshpartiesonline.com, and we are actually going to be launching a new website in January.
Oh, exciting. Yeah. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hope to see you again.
I know, I will. Thank you. You're the best.
Okay.